The bear.
Okay, the bear.
No, honestly, it would be the woman because the whole perceived that I'm stronger, and I feel like what?
You can protect and save.
I can protect myself.
Oh,
I'm not as threatened.
Well, the woman isn't going to attack you, though. The likelihood
she
of the woman
might
attacking
because she was hoping it was going to be a bear. Money, you have a daughter.
True.
Oh, okay.
So there's a question going around. Would you feel better? And if I'm wording this wrong, help me out here. Would you feel better about her being in the woods with a bear or with a man that you do not know? That is the key here.
Keep in mind his daughter is like 3, so.
It doesn't matter if she's 3, if she's 10, if she's 15.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
Alone in the middle of the woods or the forest with a man or a bear.
And the man, it is a man you do not know. You need to be specific there.
Man you don't know.
It's the bear, and it's only because I'm hoping, since my little one is so young, the bear would think it's a cub. But yeah,
Well, unfortunately, I'll tell you what'll happen. Your little bear will be like, "Oh, doggy, doggy, snack."
Right,
bear snack.
They're both dangerous
because she's a baby. She don't know yet.
Right,
nothing.
They're both dangerous.
Yes.
But I honestly, even when we talked about this subject before, no matter the age, I get why people keep saying bear. I get it.
Yeah, no, I do get it. Here's something that happened that helps me to understand this within a context. One day I was driving down the road and I saw a girl that I worked with.
Okay.
And I yelled out the window, "Hey!" Freeze. I just saw a tent freeze. Didn't look at me. Didn't look over. And I'm like, oh, interesting. She's scared. Some random dude's yelling, "Hey!"
Right.
Right? Because then what's going to come after that? Something she don't want to deal with, most likely. But just froze. And then she drove on and I drove on. And I was like, wow, that was really instructive. Because I was going to be like, hey. I mean, I was like, hey.
Right.
But she didn't know it was a friendly hey.
True.
Hey, how you doing? And then when I got to work, I was like, hey, again. It's like, I saw you at the stoplight and I yelled, and you kind of froze. Whatever. And I just talked about it and it's like, oh. So that really was like, okay, women around men get all sorts of weird shit. They don't know. The idea is they don't know if it's a friendly person or not a friendly person. Right.
Yeah.
So, and then there is a spiritual teacher out there I like a lot. She also says some really weird shit, but she does say women every day are constantly living in fear of being attacked by men, basically. Her name's Teal Swan. Look her up. She believes aliens from the reptilian planets control things.
Interesting.
Yeah. But she says some good things. Interesting. But that's one of them. She's like, you don't realize how, she says, men don't realize how much fear women live.
Especially men that are good men. Like, you're not going to think of any of these scenarios that women experience because that's not something you would do. Yeah. Right? And so you're like, well, why would you be so scared? Well, probably because I say, no, I'm not interested. And it escalates into you, bitch. And it turns into these crazy scenarios. Yeah. Or they put something in your drink. They, all these different things that these men do. They follow you home because they're pissed that you rejected them. So my motto is, if it's daylight, it might be semi-safe to say, no, I'm not interested. But if it's nighttime, and especially when I am in a place where I know a male is drinking, I become a liar. You want to know what I do? I'll feed into, thank you. And they may even eventually get my number if they do the whole, well, text me now so that I can blah, 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 right? If they're one of those. And as soon as I get to my car, I block them.
Yeah. But
that's it. I've at least gotten myself safely to my car without them following me.
Yeah.
And
So you've had the experience of a guy like tripping. Yeah.
more than once. So it's not just, oh, this happened one time, so now I'm scarred for life. It is happened on a consistent basis enough for me to come up with this plan of how I'm going to get out of these situations safely. Self-preservation.
Most of the time, it's probably most of the time, things would be okay-ish, but you don't know. You don't know when it's going to be that. And that's what women will say. Yeah. Like, this is why it's like the phrase like, the not all men are that way. But women don't know which men are.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And you might think, oh, he's a nice guy, and then he's a weirdo. He freaks out.
Because they exist. Even guys tell their female friends, like, hey, you don't know him. You know what I mean? Like, we hear the stories too. Not as many, not to the same degree, I think, but you hear about guys and you're like, oh man, or you've seen some. You're like, these guys are creeps.
Yeah.
You know?
And so everybody obviously knows this is a reference to that viral video of the guy doing street interviews, asking, like, I don't know, 7 or whatever women. And only one actually said the man in this video. At the same time, those videos are highly edited. And
True.
I have watched videos where, like, the people who are in it, like, that's not even what I said. But they edited it to make it look like I was saying opposite what I was saying, because that's what's going to get the views.
True.
But then there were studies that were done where this poll was put out.
Okay.
And a high percentage of women, 70+% of women said the bear, the bear, the bear, the bear, the bear. Now, of course, statistically, you're around a bear, maybe that actually might be more dangerous if you're around. Because you know how many men you come across every day? You cross the paths of lots of men, but you don't cross the paths of bears ever. When you go out in the woods, it's still pretty rare. But if you cross the paths of that many bears in a day, could be pretty dangerous. But still, it's not necessarily about, I don't think it's about necessarily, okay, statistically, right. It's pointing to the fact that men are dangerous. Men can be dangerous. Yeah. Women don't know which one is going to be dangerous, and you're in a predicament, like you just said, where you have your strategy to play along, even when you're not interested, just
to keep it moving along without it escalating,
without the person getting rejected and then tripping. The other night, I was at a bar, saw a woman. She was alone. She was looking around. We made eye contact. Okay. I went and chatted with her real quick. As soon as I knew she wasn't interested, I went back. And I said, hey, have a great night.
Okay. You do that.
But how does she know?
True.
Right? I can be like, oh, you bitch.
Right.
But I was like, oh, have a great night. There's another one right down there. True. I didn't talk to her. I went home and licked my wounds. No. But you got to shoot your shot, though. You know what I'm saying? That's how you meet people. You shoot your shot. Like, oh, okay, cool.
And she probably could have tensed up a little bit, but how you de-escalated it by saying, okay, you're not interested, you leave. You can say, oh, well, he's not. Maybe that would have got you another chance. Where she's like, oh, now that threat alert has kind of de-escalated. Maybe I'll talk to him or something.
Yeah, well, she have to come up to me at that point because I'm not going to go back. Because now I'm becoming the guy.
Yeah.
I'm now that guy.
You can't go back.
There are memes out there. It says there's 2 types of guys. The one who understands it's the bear, and the other reason is why it's the bear. That's the meme that's going around.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have a lot of guys out there like, oh, women are so stupid. The bear's going to kill you. And again, statistically, like if you were to figure it out and there is a guy who did it, it's like, it's going to be more dangerous with the bear. But that's not what we're not really talking. That's not what it's really talking about, like the statistics. And I don't even know. Maybe the statistics are wrong. But it's about the fact that women don't feel safe around men. A lot of the time. So.
Man, you watch Dateline, you understand why. It's like I never understood. I've always said this, like even like watch a lot of Dateline. So it's like, why are you going hiking by yourself? Why are you going running by yourself? We just had someone get attacked in Tacoma during the day, running by themselves. Like, yeah.
If I ask where were they running, now I'm victim blaming.
Okay.
Where were
So
they
I was-
running? Doesn't matter because you could be running at freaking green light.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, so the expectation is to not live,
And you can't do that.
stay home.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Don't do anything. Don't, like that's the expectation that it's implying is if you don't have people to do those things with, then you shouldn't do it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
Well-
that's the
that's
problem
not
with
fair
it
either.
is
That's true.
Another
like
thing,
the people that talk about, well, what were you wearing?
Yeah.
Bitch, there's plenty of people that have gotten things done to them when they're wearing fucking jeans and a t-shirt.
Wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Wearing clothes.
know?
That shouldn't. That
Like,
shouldn't.
It has nothing
Yeah.
to do with it. It is if that person has it in their mind to do some fucked up shit, they're gonna do it regardless of where you're at, what you're,
There's a Key and Peele skit where they're like I don't know where they're at, but they're Muslims. And they're talking about, oh, did you see the nape of her neck? Because she's covered. It's like,
Right.
oh, did you see the ankle? Just losing control over these little bits of flesh.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah. Again, though,
Yeah.
someone went for a jog, got attacked. But how many hundreds of thousands of other people didn't?
True. True.
We don't hear about them. We hear about that horrific act.
Right.
And you have to be concerned about that. When
Yeah.
I was in New York, we walked down a dark fucking street one day, and I'm like, this is bad. This bad. This is bad. This
Right.
could be bad.
Right.
But I'm a badass.
Oh my god.
What, motherfuckers? No.
Lost both of us.
No. There's a way. Of course, again, this isn't victim blaming, but perpetrators, they look for weak people. So if you're a guy and you're walking and you look mousy and weak, and you got headphones on and you're not aware, you're an easy target. But if you're walking more aware, more confident, you're looking around, you make eye contact with the person, I see you there. Okay, it's different. So again, I'm just talking about that's how I did it. I walked down that street. Of course, I'm a guy and I was with a woman, and that was actually the thing that I was like, "Argh." That was the more scary part. Because there was a woman there, not so much me. Because I feel like, okay, I can beat up Mike Tyson. That's how I feel sometimes.
Okay.
I was out drinking a little bit. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
I'll bite his penis off like he bites ears. Okay, tell you. Just saying.
How?
I don't know, because he's raping me, I guess. And I'm
Oh.
like, sorry, that'll get bleeped out. I'm like, I was gonna try to do a Mike Tyson accent, but I can't
I
do
don't
it.
think you should try
But
it.
anyway, but the point is like when I'm out and about,
Yeah.
I actually walk a particular way. That is, I feel like it maybe doesn't, but I feel like it makes me bigger than I am, more confident, and I look around at things,
Yeah, I think
And I'm
awareness
aware.
is huge. Awareness is huge.
and I walk with stronger strides, not necessarily fast, but just stronger, confident strides, aware of my surroundings, because if there are people out there who are intending on mugging someone, they might think, oh, that's going to be too tough. Let's find the person who's oblivious and just get them. Again, and again, women tend to be less, they're not as strong as men. And so they're obviously easier marks. But I get it. Yeah. It's also politically divided too. This whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. People on the right are more like, oh, they're fucking idiots. It's much more dangerous
course
with a
they are.
bear. Yeah, the woke women.
Because everyone on the right,
The people on the
Holy.
left are, the people on the left are like, oh, you understand this. Yeah, I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a woman. I don't know that experience.
and that's the other side.
Because I feel, even though, sorry, I'm monopolizing the conversation. If you look at statistics, there's more violent acts against men, I think, than overall.
Overall,
But they're all perpetrated by men. Right? It's not
Right.
like there's more women perpetrating acts of violence against men. It's men perpetrating tons of acts of violence against men and women.
Mm.
So we're
goes to
just,
show
yeah.
you, men are violent.
Yep. Yeah.
So there it is.
Bear it is. And if you were stuck in the woods, would you rather come across a bear or a woman? After all
bear
this
woman.
conversation.
The bear.
Okay, the bear.
No, honestly, it would be the woman because the whole perceived that I'm stronger, and I feel like what?
You can protect and save.
I can protect myself.
Oh.
I'm not as threatened.
Well, the woman isn't going to attack you, though. The likelihood
She
of the woman
might
attacking
because she was hoping it was going to be a bear.
What if she's a succubus?
Yeah, she's
You
a
ever think about
succubus.
that?
Yeah, could be out there.
Now I'm broke and hurt.
Yeah.
She left me. What would you rather be out in the woods with? A bear?
Stuck in the middle of the forest with, alone.
Bear or a moose?
No, give me the real question.
Woman or a woman.
Oh, woman or
The bear.
Yeah.
And here's why.
Yeah.
Because even though I know the chances of death are high
mm-hmm.
and it would be gruesome, it'd be quick. But if I'm stuck out in the middle of the woods with a woman, death is going to be long, slow, and nagging.
Out of all your talking, I swear you already answered this question like 5 times over. And yet,
Lord.
slow, agonizing.
How'd you feel about that?
I don't care.
Okay.